And welcome back. And we have joining us representatives from the Mexican Embassy. And we have with us Fernanda Garrido.
Yes.
I got that right. Who's the diplomatic attache for the trade and economic affairs. We have Sergio Riverol. Did I say that right?
Yes.
I'm getting better.
Perfect.
A little bit like a gringo, Sergio.
Who's the director of Pro Mexico of Quintana Roo.
Yes.
And we have Andres Munoz, who's the CEO of Solysito.
Solysito.
I got that right. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we have an interesting contraption in front of us, and we'll get to the explanation about that. But just to set the backdrop, let's talk about this particular mission trip that's taking place. You're working with businesses and specifically entrepreneurs in Mexico, bringing them to Belize for a little bit of exposure. Talk to us about how this fits in between the relationship between both countries.
Well, the main thing that we were trying to do at the embassy is try to boost the relationship between Mexico and Belize, particularly trying to join forces in the economic and the trade sector. So this time we worked together with Pro Mexico Quintana Roo. We tried to organize a mission that could involve different sectors of the economic, different type of sectors. We have a lot of entrepreneurs coming from that have different products, biodegradable and eco-friendly, because we know that it's something very important for Belize, and also that it's something that is having more impact in the southeast part of Mexico, in Yucatan Peninsula. So we are very, very, very happy that we have a very good answer from the Belizean entrepreneurs. We will have about 9 companies today in the institute, the Cultural Institute here in Belize City, and I think it's a good, very, very good opportunity for Belizean entrepreneurs to come to find what are we doing in Mexico, what can they start. Maybe having some counterpartners there, and they can start bringing different products and services that can be useful for Belize.
Now, Sergio, as a representative of Pro Mexico, working with the different businesses within Quintana Roo, how robust is the entrepreneurial sector?
Well, actually, I don't know if you already know that what Pro Mexico is. Pro Mexico is the government institution that is in charge of promoting international trade and investment. And actually, this time we are bringing, as Fernanda said, 9 companies from different sectors. One of them is Solysito.
Thank you very much.
And we are looking forward to have more Belize in Mexico and more Mexico in Belize. As you know, we have a very, let's say, weak trade between Mexico and Belize that we are trying to enhance. We are trying to make it bigger. We have we have a very great facilities in the Subteniente Lopez customs area, and we are looking forward to enhance it. That's why we are here, and we are sure that we are just making it better.
And identifying the businesses to participate?
Well, actually, yes. As I just had a meeting with Beltrade people, and I said that we have a lot of things to work with the companies in Belize and in Mexico, just to enhance it. And I think we have a lot of opportunities with the Belizean companies going into Mexico the other way.
Yeah.
Currently, Belizeans, for the most part, I hope I speak for them, are very impressed with the economic activity. We can look at Chetumal in particular, that portion of Quintana Roo, and we have seen the boom, not only in infrastructure, but in activity, business activity. You can get anything you want in Chetumal, including some of the major franchises, like Burger King and the like. Can you talk to us about what allows for an entrepreneur in Quintana Roo, that portion, to be as successful as they are, and what lessons you see can be borrowed for the entrepreneurs here for that marriage?
Well, I think the lesson is already learned. I think there are a couple of Belizean companies that are getting into the Chetumal market already.
Like which ones?
Yep.
What type of?
Can you name a
Caribbean
couple?
Tire, for example, they are just about to open a big store there in Chetumal, maybe in a couple of months.
Wow.
And that is like a very good investment from Belizean entrepreneurs there.
And that's something that we call that is an internationalization of a Belizean company into Mexico.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we are looking forward to have as well a Mexican company just coming to Belize. So that's starting to be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah. It shows the possibilities that exist.
that is.
So that's one example, and I was going to ask that question because there have been previous trade missions with entrepreneurs, with service providers, and people who had particular products. How successful would you say the trade missions have been in being able to stimulate, whether it's the Mexican companies coming into Belize or working with people in Belize, or vice versa?
Let me tell you something. We are sharing a border,
Yeah.
and we have to take advantage of it. I think we are making it, and the Mexican embassy here in Belize they are working hard. I mean, to have more approachment with the Belizean companies, and we are doing it as well. And Belizean companies and Bell Trade as well, they are very interesting to have this trade to make it bigger. I think it's growing, even though we have found some obstacles. Why we have to say it just the way it is.
Yeah.
And but it is going to be better every day.
What would you say are the obstacles that we're looking at?
Well, we have to look for a free trade agreement in the future, in the time to come, and I think that's the main point.
Yeah.
What is the process like? If I were to see this program, and I said, "Wow, this is wonderful," what is the process? How difficult or how easy it is for me as an entrepreneur to set up a business in Quintana Roo?
Well, actually, we as Pro Mexico, we can give you a lot of information about that.
He's the one.
And we have an office in Cancun that is not too far from here. It's like about 6 hours by car. And but for sure, I mean, I can come to Chetumal or even to Belize. I mean, to give some information anytime.
Nice.
I've always found it interesting. You know, we understand that for entrepreneurs, our businesses in Belize, we have such a limited market if we only imagine that we're functioning within Belize. Mexico, we have one of the easiest border passings. And once you step across the border, Chetumal's population now is?
I'm not sure, but it's about 200,000, about, no, less than that.
Yeah. We can double, almost double, who we would be able to reach. Now, I would imagine sometimes it's that while this may seem like an easy possibility for a business, it hasn't been happening. So there has to be some challenges there. If I recall when they were looking at beef export, there were standards issues. In other words, what we're producing here don't fit standards according to Mexico. Is that also something that you are finding to be a common obstacle?
I think yes. In some areas it has been difficult to have because there are no enough mutual agreements between Mexico and Belize, which is something that we have been working and we're trying to solve that. The first thing is we need to consider that we don't have already the partial scope agreement.
Yeah.
That would be the solution for a lot of things between Mexico and Belize because it will open the possibility to trade merchandise but also services and also transportation, and there's like a lot of things around the partial scope agreement. Because we don't have it, we need to start working. We know that there are a lot of from the ministries from here in Belize and ministries in Mexico, they are working together. They are trying to, like Baja and Senacica, they have a lot of work together in order to solve these standard things. Now we know that there's one product that is trying to go into Mexico, and we have been working with Bell Trade, with the Ministry of Agriculture, to boost the exportations of poultry and also meat, because we know that there is a big market in Mexico, in Yucatan, in Quintana Roo, in Campeche. There is a huge market for the Belizean products, but we need to try to find a way. During we are trying to have the partial scope agreement, we need to find a way to start to make the markets work together.
Belize does have I want to do a comparison. Belize does have agreements with CARICOM. What are the benefits of, as an entrepreneur, for not necessarily going the CARICOM route, but going the route of Mexico?
I would say they are not different things. You don't need just to go to CARICOM or to Mexico. I think the facilities.
Exactly.
And that is amazing.
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the opportunity that Belize has that be like in the middle of everything, like in the middle of the Caribbean, Central America, Mexico, also very close to the United States. It's like a privileged position.
You know,
that is amazing.
only in Cancun, we have 30,000 rooms, hotel rooms. So it means that you have a big opportunity there. And I mean, if you increase the Riviera Maya rooms, there are about more than 60,000. So.
No, almost 100,000.
90,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think you don't have to choose between CARICOM or Mexico. I think you can go both ways.
And proximity is obviously a great advantage
And we share a border.
as well. Yeah.
I love when you say that. It sounds so nice. We share a border. Can I ask as well though? When you go across the border and you look around, Mexico seems to have everything. I mean, you name it. Yesterday, I was looking on the internet, and somebody was asking for uniforms, sport uniforms.
Sport jerseys, yeah.
And somebody immediately put up a Mexican store which does wonderful work. We have a lot of very good local people who do it as well. But it occurred to me that when we're looking at what Mexico has and what they need is a lot less than what Belize wants and needs. What areas do you see, I can identify from both sides, where you see opportunities for entrepreneurs coming to Belize from Mexico, and what opportunities do you see for Belizeans going across the other side? What specific areas?
No, I will let Fernanda answer. Not in the way Belize to Mexico.
Yeah.
I think Fernanda has the answer.
I think there is a lot of opportunity for. I don't know. We have the possibility because of the proximity that we have. There is a lot of opportunities to have companies from Mexico coming to finish their products here in Belize, to boost also employment, and they can also. I will say something. For Mexico, it's very important, the Belize market, because we can also have an opportunity to go to CARICOM. I will say from Belize to Mexico, there is an important agro products, for example. We had a very good relation with the shrimps and lobster and things like that. Now, because of some problems here with the shrimp farms, we know. But a lot of the market in Mexico, in the south of Mexico, depends on, well, it used to depend from the Belizean shrimp, the Belizean lobster, all the seafood. I think that it's very important. I don't know what.
No, but you were talking about CARICOM.
Yeah.
But for example, for a Mexican company, let's say,
Know.
I will say Solysito. but what about if Solysito finish their product here in Belize? I mean, it would become a Belizean product that could go to the CARICOM market. You know, that seems quite interesting for Mexican companies.
Yeah.
Because we do not have an agreement with CARICOM, and you do. And that's interesting.
So there are opportunities on both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm glad that you brought up Solysito.
I have always said, I have always said, for example, I have always said that an investment opportunity for Belizean government, for example, is an international opportunity for Mexican companies. Yeah. So it's a win-win for both countries.
Can I ask one other question?
Yeah, sure.
I know the belief is always that prices are a bit higher in Belize.
Sure.
So because of the market size in Mexico, things tend to be a little bit more affordable. How do you cross that barrier in terms of what it costs to take a product from Belize as an entrepreneur and sell it in Mexico?
That's something that we are trying to find out. No, really. That's something that we are working on. We are working on it because we have to look. For example, in this product, we have to look about the taxes that the product has to get into Belize. So we are trying to
the
find
other
it.
way, it's the same.
Yeah. So let's.
We are working on it.
Let's talk to Andres about. You are one of the entrepreneurs in country, showcasing your product, and I want to start. We'll get it on camera so people can be able to understand what it looks like a globe, but it's a water heater.
That's right.
So tell us about Solysito.
Solysito is a way to heat water that we have tried to do it simple, very easy to install, very easy to maintain, and very cheap. Because we focus that this innovation will give hot water to the people that today they have very difficult to access to the hot water in their homes because of the price of the heaters or the price of the gas or electricity that you use to heat water. This is a way to democratize the access to the hot water to the population. This development has been integrally developed in Quintana. We appreciate very much the help of the Mexican government and the Quintana Roo state government, because the governor has supported us very much in all the process to establish the company in Quintana Roo, and we thank him for them. And the government Mexican has supported us during all the process of development of technology of this innovation. This is this innovation has got 9 patents. Wow. Today, we are the company in the world with the biggest number of patents in solar water heater technique statement.
Wow. So, Andres, tell us a bit about your story. Were you a serial entrepreneur looking for the right business, or did you have a vision for this type of water heater?
I think that this is a little bit of serendipity.
That sounds like a great story already.
Yeah, it's a very long story, but basically our vision is we strongly believe in our heart that today, in these moments with the climate change and all the challenge that we have to face in the future around the water, we have a problem with the green products similar than the problem that they have 15 years ago with the cell phones that nobody has one, or 30 years ago with the computers that nobody has one. Today in Mexico, for instance, the penetration of renewable energies products only has penetrated 1% of the homes. And we consider that there is a very big opportunity for innovation and for entrepreneurship. In our company, our vision is to give a very cheaper technology for the base of pyramid, basically, all around the water. This is our first product that gives hot water, but the next product that we are going to launch this year is the possibility that you can drink the water of the rain. With a sanitizer integral solution.
I was going to say, we've been doing that a long time, just on the sanitization process.
We like the wiggle waggle, yeah.
So there are water heaters, there are green water heaters with solar panels attached.
That's right.
And in Belize, we know there's been, it's quite expensive to be able to invest in solar panels.
Yes.
So tell us how this differentiates from
a traditional solar heater.
Yeah.
First one, only 8 kilos.
Wow.
What? I don't know if I can lift 8 kilos up with you.
16 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Without water in it, please.
Without water, of course. With water, 180 pounds.
Yeah.
That is not much. But with this shape, it's just enough to support a hurricane, because the wind goes around the sphere.
Okay.
Another advantage is that these shapes makes auto clean with the rain. Another advantage is that inside of this sphere there is an electrical backup. Then if it's raining, you guarantee that you always have hot water. That is your real necessity.
Yes.
And besides, there is a lot of many advantage, like very easy to install. There is no problem with saline climate, because everything is plastic. There is no problem with water with many solids, because all these solids go in the downside of the sphere.
It'll settle to the bottom.
And finally, how is the shape of the Earth, of the world? Is round, right?
Yeah.
the sun makes like this, right? Solysito is the same. We have inspired in the Mayan culture because finally, this is a product that you don't need to face it to the sun because it's an sphere. You don't need to level it because it's an sphere. It can receive the radiation, the solar radiation, in every
From
every
sunrise
part,
to sunset.
directly reflected it in the roof. Everything is very simple, and there is no mobile parts that they are the ones that needs maintenance.
So you pump the water into the sphere,
That's right.
and it heats up using the natural energy of the sun.
During all the day.
Yeah.
So it has to be in a position to allow it to maximize. So it has to be like on a roof or
Yeah,
elevated
it
area.
needs to be in the roof.
Where you'll get the most sunlight.
That's right. And normally the roof has are white because in this way they reflect the sun and they don't hit too much the house. And this is perfect because it reflects all the radiation downside.
It still uses some electricity.
Yeah, like an electrical backup. This is in a place, a country like Belize or Quintana Roo, you only need 50 days to year of electrical backup because all the rest of the year
Is sun.
with the sun and with the heat that you have in the atmosphere is enough that you take a shower.
So there's no water pump.
Sorry?
There's no water pump to pump the water out.
Yeah, you can have a water pump or you maybe have a tank in the roof if you want to feed the water of the house by gravity.
Yeah, yeah. Because gravity alone, this would be the
Right.
outlet pipe.
Yes, that's right. There is an entrance of the cold water and you exit the hot water by this side because hot water is lighter than cold water. It's a very simple innovation, but we have need 7 years to develop it.
Yeah.
And the most attractive advantage of this is the price. How much do you think that it costs here in Belize?
I can tell you that the average heater costs maybe
80 liters. It has 80 liters here. That is maybe around 20 gallons, maybe?
Okay. I'm not sure of the gallon usage, but I am sure that I don't, maybe one about this tall and cylindrical.
Yeah.
I'm horrible at that.
Did you buy your own water here?
I did. But it's maybe about $550 going to $600 Belize.
It depends on
600
brands,
Belize dollars. That is around 300 US dollars.
Yes, about that.
It has a similar price.
Wow.
And it uses no electricity,
And
no
it's
gas,
crazy.
just the sunlight.
Just only the sun and a little amount of electricity when it's raining.
That's pretty cool.
This is why we want to democratize the access to the Belizeans of this kind of technology.
Now, and we have quite a bit of incentives, especially within the tourism industry, for them to be able to move to renewable energy. So I'd imagine this would be a product that many people would be interested in.
Eco-friendly companies.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is why yesterday we have a discussion in the embassy where this kind of technology must not have any type of barrier in both ways, to import and to export, because in this way we will be able to install a manufacturing plant here in Belize.
Yeah. So since you've launched the product, how's it been going so far?
Very good. We have now today more than 5,000 families in Mexico that they are using this technology.
So it's household use currently.
Yeah.
That's
Of course.
even better.
2 years,
Yeah.
from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I would think the hotels would be jumping at
we,
this.
we have customers in small hotels,
hotels,
because our value proposal for hotels is very interesting. Is these small hotels, they don't have enough critical mass to have a big gas heater, okay?
Yeah.
To centralize everything. They have to have small gas boilers. Sorry, that they are very expensive to use it. Our value proposal to them is don't do the investment or the expense to buy the boilers, to maintain them, to expense in gas or electricity, everything. I put Solysito in your hotel and you pay me a rent.
Oh.
And this rent is just half the amount of expenses that you are spending with gas.
And
This
then
way,
maintain it.
you forget all the investment, all the expenses, everything, because this is mine, and I have to maintain it. I delivered you just what you need, that is hot water. And this is a business model that we are going to pilot with the end user in Mexico. We are being the first company that is going to rent hot water as a service.
Nice.
Wow.
Are there different
Sizes.
and models?
Okay, this is the version number 17.
17?
17. Because it has been 7 years of development and trying of the market. Along all this time, we have had many different sizes and ways to develop this technology for the end user. And finally, we have found that this size, 80 liters, is the perfect one, because we sell this product including a saving shower head of only 4 liters per minute, because we believe that the people don't only have to save energy, they have to save water too.
as well.
And if you save water, you save the energy that you need to heat this water. With a saving shower head of 4 liters, 80 liters is just enough for a family of 4 people. And this is thank you very much. And this is the average size of a family in a house in Mexico.
Right.
Very interesting.
But it doesn't mean that if your family is bigger or you are in a hotel with many rooms, soon you can do it a cluster. You can put several Solysitos seriously or parallel way that they can support you all the hot water that you need for your operation.
Version number 17. That's a great lesson for entrepreneurs.
It's like a smartphone. It's just developing every day.
And I have to remark that all this development, that it has been a very big investment, it has not been possible without the support of the Mexican government.
You know, this is an interesting product, and I remember you mentioned earlier, Fernanda, that is the particular niche that you wanted to touch on this time around, looking at eco-friendly products. What else can people be able to see if they visit?
Actually, we do have 6 companies with eco-friendly products. We have these chemical products for cleaning, car cleaning, everything. We have some skincare products, eco-friendly. We have what else we have?
The control pest.
Control pest.
Control pest, but with very innovative products. Not only like these chemicals that you can even smell. They have like different type of products that are very eco-friendly. We have for construction we have the coaters and adhesives, and there is a very interesting project related to wood. There is a project in Mexico supported by the United Nations, the UNDP, and the National Commission for Forestry, and they have a project that they are trying to involve the wooden, like little wood producers in Mexico, very local, that they are trying to, they have certificates woods and also products, and they want to start trading.
Mostly precious goods.
Yeah, precious woods, but certificated by several certificates. I don't know exactly the names, but they are also trying to find, like, they have like the raw wood and also products, and they are also trying to
and we have another company that is based in Chetumal, that they are developing some applications for smartphones, and it's like an IT company, and they have these interactive projects with these Oculus and virtual reality, and this is very interesting as well. So you can go take a look of this.
Now, will this be a mutual experience? Are you also working with Beltrade? I've heard you mention them several times, to get some Belizean entrepreneurs either into Mexico or at a part of this mission.
Yeah, Yeah, Beltrade has been a very important partner for us to develop this, and also like in general with the embassy, we have a very close relationship with them. They are very interested in trying to get more Belizeans to the Mexican market, and on the other way, also bringing more Mexicans to Belize. I think they have been very, very fundamental for us to try to catch the most entrepreneurs that we can today to the trade mission.
We, for Mexico and Beltrade, we are looking forward to have more Belize in Mexico and more Mexico in Belize.
Yeah. You mentioned penetration of 1% for renewable energy. I found that really interesting. I know in Belize it's probably a bit more. We really hear a lot more people looking to move towards renewable energy. What do you find to be the reasons that it hasn't become a popular move for businesses or households in Mexico?
Maybe I can answer it because we have done a very extensive
You've done your market study.
market research. Basically, there is 3 barriers. The first one is the price barrier.
Okay.
A renewable product to heat water with the sun, that it needs a gas heater as backup. Already installed in the house is more than 10,000 pesos. That to the exchange is maybe
10,000, 1,000 Belize.
Okay, the people cannot afford it. Okay, then they need to look for other solutions that they are the cheaper gas heaters. But the problem of the cheaper gas heaters is that the price of the gas has risen in Mexico last year more than 40%. And this challenge is impacting very hard to the economy of the people. And another question that makes difficult to install solar heaters in Mexico is the price of the installation, because it's expensive. And when we are speaking about to install solar heaters in the coast of Mexico, there is a new problem. That in the coast they are salinity, and it has metal parts that they get rusty.
Yeah.
They have the water with many solids, and this is like cholesterol, okay, in the veins of the solar heaters, and they die by heart attack, okay. And you have the problem with hurricanes.
Yeah.
Anytime that you have an advice that can arrive a hurricane, you have to dismantle all the solar heater, and this is a problem because you have to spend money, disassemble it and assemble it. All these problems has been solved by this technology.
You know, I'd like to shift a little, because we're running out of time too. So, but I have to ask this question. One of the reasons a lot of Belizeans go over to Mexico for relaxation, but a lot more go for entertainment. What opportunities are there? You have bowling alleys in Chetumal, you have movie theaters, there's a lot to do. What opportunities for entrepreneurs to actually maybe bring some of those entertainment packages and opportunities over the border?
I think I will go back again to the partial scope agreement. Yeah. that is a big barrier that we have, because it's not that easy to bring all that kind of entertainment, because there are a lot of
restrictions.
Yeah, restrictions, and we need to work. But definitely, I remember that. Well, I have been in Belize for 6 months, but when I was talking to the people at the embassy, they told that there were like people like Cinépolis. You know, Cinépolis, they have movie theaters in the whole world. They are in the Caribbean, they are in India, they are in. And one time, at the time, they were interested in coming to Belize, but we need to find a way to have the proper way for them to come here.
There has to be an ease of business.
Yes, but I think that Beltrade is becoming a very important partner in that sense. They are trying very, very hard to open to put the facilities for entrepreneurs to come to Belize.
I am so sure that once we have this partial scope agreement, we are going to have the fast track coming to do it either way.
Yeah. Yeah, but in the meanwhile, we have ways to do that, and that's what we are working with the trade missions, at the embassy, it is not going to be the unique trade, hopefully, at least in this year, because we know that there is a lot of opportunity for both countries to.
What opportunities, from what you've seen so far, that Belizean entrepreneurs or people who have products or services are really missing out on? That they have a market in Mexico and perhaps just haven't moved in that direction as yet?
Well, I would say that Belizean entrepreneurs, they have a very big, let's say, opportunity in the language.
In English, yeah.
You know, you Belizean, you speak English, and that's something that we use a lot, most of all in Quintana Roo.
Yeah.
Ah. And,
so we can go set up an ESL school in Chetumal?
Not only, but I could say something like a call center or something like a relation with the IT, and
nice.
That would be interesting as well. Yes.
Yeah. So your showcase takes place today. Give us the details about it.
Well, we're starting today at 8 in the morning. We hope we receive a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people from Belize that are interested on seeing what Mexico can offer to them. We will be from 8 to 1:30 in the afternoon, and we will be completely open at the Institute, the Cultural Institute of Mexico, just in front of the sea, very close to the Ramada Hotel. We are going to be there. It's open, it's free. You can come, you can visit, you can talk directly to the entrepreneurs. They're going to be there.
Solysito will be waiting.
Yeah.
Now, are you looking for business opportunities for people to come and purchase your products, or are you also looking for partners that can work with you here in Belize, whether as distributors, or I heard you speak several times of perhaps completing the manufacturing here?
We are open wide for any proposal that can generate value for both parts.
All right. So that's 8 a.m. At the Institute of Mexico on Newtown Barracks. You definitely want to check it out. There's 6 companies, you said?
9.
9 companies, all using with the theme of renewable energy, and you can go and check it out for yourself. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the 10th Flowers Bank Village Festival. So stay tuned.